Oh, tunar.
We are here in beautiful Annandale State Park up in Santa Rosa, home to some of the rockier, rowdier, funner trails around. If you've been following any of our videos, you know how big of fans we are of electric mountain bikes and what they can do for all kinds of riders. One of the fun things about mountain biking and mountain bikes is to tinker with them and tweak them and get them dialed in for your preferred style of riding. The way that I like to ride these bikes is more like an enduro bike where the e-system gets you to the top of your favorite downhill trail and then you just lap them or you go to the next one. One change we made to the Levo is bumping the front fork from 150 to 160.
Since the filming of this video, we found out that Specialized is speccing 160 travel forks on model year 21 Levos. It's like they knew we were making this video or something. Back to you, Matt.
And then also reduce the fork offset from 51 down to 44. Overall, what that did is gave the bike just a little bit more squish in the front end. When you really get into the rowdy, chunky stuff on the Levo, the front end always felt a little undergunned to me. It just hit a little bit hard when you were in the really rough, kind of rapid succession, big, chunky rocks and roots. By going to 160, it really changed that. It made it really capable and stable and confident in the roughest stuff. By shortening the fork offset, I think you maintained a little bit more of a tight wheelbase to keep it maneuverable, even though the bike got a little bit taller and slacker. It gained about a half a degree or lost about a half a degree of head angle. So to me, all positive changes to the Levo. Over here on the Heckler is a 650 bike. Maybe some of you have heard about the trend towards mullet bikes. If you're not familiar with it, mullet basically means 29-inch wheel up front and a 650 or 27.5 wheel in the back. The idea being the smaller wheel in the rear, key playfulness and maneuverability. The big front wheel just rolls over stuff and gives you a lot of high speed confidence, especially when it gets rough. But I'd never ridden one, wanted to try it. We got the brand new 36 from Fox, 29er up front, and pulled a wheel off and put it up there. The big question for me was, were you gonna ruin the character of the Heckler and make it more like a big sled? Or were you gonna maintain that poppy, lively, fun, playful feeling that the Heckler is known for? I have to say that after a few weeks of riding it, I think you kind of get the best of both. And I chalked that up to the short chainstay built around the 650 wheel is what maintains a lot of that liveliness. It's really easy to get up on the rear wheel, move it around, hop over stuff. But then when you go to the 29-inch wheel up front, you kind of monster truck out the front of the bike. So when you get into something rough, you have a lot more confidence, a lot more speed. At the request of Santa Cruz, we shortened the travel. This bike normally comes with a 160 fork. We brought it down to 150. They said that if you throw a 29-inch and a 160 fork on the front, the thing is gonna feel like a chopper. And after riding it this way, I agree. We maintained the same height of the front end because the axle to crown is the same between the two, but the larger wheel brings the front end up. Slight increase in wheelbase, about a degree slacker in the head tube or the head angle, and then a little bit higher bottom bracket. But all in all, riding it, it really felt like this magic world where you had all the control and confidence you want in the chunky stuff. You can still maneuver the bike still feels really lively and playful when you want it to be. So I think it's a pretty fun trend to further explore this idea of the mullet. I don't think you'd be able to accomplish the same thing if you took a bike and just shrunk the rear wheel. You'd lower the rear end, you'd lower the bottom bracket, but I think you really need that short chainstay 650 bikes are built around. So I'm really excited for the future. Both of these companies make what I think are the two best e-bikes out there, and I'm expecting to see some growth in different styles of e-bikes, bikes for lighter weight cross-country riding, bikes for more rough and rowdy downhill. So it's just been a lot of fun to play with. So two pretty neat changes for your enjoyment.